Rambo, First Blood, 1982, is a classic action film that not only launched a successful franchise but also turned its lead actor, Sylvester Stallone, into an international action star. The film is based on David Morrell's 1972 novel First Blood and was directed by Ted Kotcheff. It blends elements of action, survival, and psychological thriller, focusing on the impact of war on veterans, which was a potent theme in the aftermath of the Vietnam War. Here's a detailed summary of the movie, including key plot points and original figures. Setting and introduction. The story begins with John Rambo, a former Green Beret and Vietnam War veteran, wandering through a small town in Washington state in search of one of his old military comrades. He soon discovers that his friend has died due to the after-effects of exposure to Agent Orange during the war. This leaves Rambo feeling isolated and disillusioned, highlighting his disconnect from civilian life and the difficulty many veterans faced when trying to reintegrate into society. Rambo, played by Sylvester Stallone, is introduced as a quiet, brooding figure, carrying the psychological scars of his experiences in Vietnam. He is essentially a man out of place, struggling to find his identity in a world that no longer understands him. The character's portrayal was significant as it reflected the alienation felt by many Vietnam veterans at the time. Conflict with local law enforcement. Rambo's problems escalate when he encounters the town's sheriff, Will Teasel, played by Brian Dennehy. Teasel is immediately suspicious of Rambo's disheveled appearance and attempts to drive him out of town. However, Rambo, feeling unjustly targeted, resists, leading to a confrontation that escalates when the sheriff arrests him for vagrancy. At the police station, Rambo experiences flashbacks to his time as a prisoner of war in Vietnam, especially when he is mistreated by the officers. The movie uses these flashbacks to delve into Rambo's trauma, offering a glimpse into his psychological state. Unable to cope with the mistreatment, Rambo snaps and escapes into the nearby forest. Setting the stage for the central conflict of the film, survival and guerrilla warfare. Once in the wilderness, Rambo draws on his extensive military training to evade capture. He uses guerrilla warfare tactics against the local law enforcement and the National Guard units sent to apprehend him. This portion of the movie is marked by intense action sequences, showcasing Rambo's resourcefulness and combat skills. His ability to blend into the environment and his familiarity with survival tactics turn him into a formidable opponent, and he soon becomes the hunter rather than the hunted. The movie's depiction of survival skills and military tactics is one of its key strengths. Stallone performed many of his own stunts, and the physicality of his performance added to the movie's realism. For instance, in one scene, Rambo uses a makeshift spear and traps to disable his pursuers, further emphasizing his combat expertise. Themes of alienation and PTSD. One of the central themes of First Blood is the psychological toll of war. Rambo is not just a one-dimensional action hero, he is a man haunted by his past. The movie subtly explores the theme of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and the way society mistreats or ignores veterans. His violent outbursts are portrayed as a result of the emotional and mental scars he carries from his experiences in Vietnam. Rambo's relationship with his former commander, Colonel Troutman, played by Richard Crenna, also highlights this theme. Troutman is the only character who truly understands Rambo, recognizing that he is a product of the war. He even warns the authorities that Rambo is highly trained and dangerous, advising them to let him escape. Troutman's presence in the film serves as a reminder of the military's role in creating soldiers like Rambo, only to abandon them when they return home. Climactic showdown and resolution. The climax of the film occurs when Rambo returns to town, launching a one-man assault on the police station. His rage is fueled by his feelings of betrayal and isolation, and it's clear that he is on the verge of losing control. However, the movie does not end in a typical action movie fashion with the hero triumphing through brute force. Instead, the final confrontation is emotional rather than violent. Troutman confronts Rambo, trying to talk him down from his rampage. In a powerful scene, Rambo breaks down, delivering a monologue about the horrors of war and the way he has been discarded by the country he fought for. This moment humanizes Rambo, showing him not as an unstoppable killing machine, but as a deeply broken man struggling to deal with his trauma. In the original ending of David Morrell's novel, Rambo dies, but the filmmakers chose a more hopeful conclusion, with Rambo surrendering to Troutman. This allowed for the possibility of sequels and left the door open for further exploration of Rambo's character. Box office success and cultural impact. First Blood was a commercial success, grossing $125 million worldwide against a modest budget of $15 million. It became a defining film of the 1980s and solidified Stallone's status as an action star. The movie also resonated with audiences, particularly Vietnam veterans, who saw Rambo as a symbol of their own struggles. The film's success spawned several sequels, transforming the character of Rambo from a troubled veteran into a larger-than-life action hero. While the later films in the franchise focused more on explosive action, First Blood remains a more grounded and emotionally resonant film, exploring the psychological damage of war and the alienation faced by returning soldiers. Legacy. First Blood is considered a landmark in the action genre and is often regarded as one of the best films of the 1980s. It is remembered not only for its thrilling action sequences but also for its portrayal of the emotional scars left by war. Sylvester Stallone's performance, both physically and emotionally, helped elevate the character of John Rambo into a cultural icon. In conclusion, Rambo, First Blood is more than just an action movie, it is a poignant commentary on the struggles faced by veterans and the psychological impact of war. Its combination of intense action, deep emotional themes, and a compelling lead performance made it a classic that still resonates with audiences today.